Hey guys, this is Zeals. I'm back with another video. You are here to hear accurate and full explanation of the new forest hero, Valkyrie. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so excited for this hero, the events, and this video. I've skipped meals and sleep to work on this, so show some support guys. If it's your first time, make sure you subscribe. If you are familiar with my channel, you know that the first video of a new hero series is the initial rundown of the hero and a complete explanation of how it works in action. I promise you won't need another explanation after this video. I'm going to also briefly touch up on the hero's pros, cons, slot position, stone, artifact, and gear choices. Next few days, I will discuss the new hero in further detail and her placement in the current meta. I will also cover this week's events and their rewards. But before we dive in, I want to give a warm shout out to the two new patrons, Drac and Spacey. Welcome aboard. We are only 3 patrons away from pumping out exclusive guides for patrons, so join us at the link below. Valkyrie. From now on, I'll call her Valk. Unlike other heroes, she's a bit confusing for players to understand, as I've seen so many topics opened up and closed as the Idle Heroes subreddit moderator. So I'm going to give you guys the most accurate and raw information about her. Nothing will be hidden, everything will be unveiled for you guys. So let's go over her 4 skills. As you may have noticed and most probably confused by is this wording, Valkyrie health limitation. Now just what in the heck does that even mean? So let's address the elephant in the room. The Valk health limitation is basically lost translation and phony grammar that looks confusing yet enticing for spenders to opt in on this mysterious wording. I have done controlled and simulations and tests against the full lineup of 3-star holy kids, fully unequipped versus single Valk to make sure the translation matched the math perfectly down to the decimal, and the tests have all came back correct with interesting results. The math checks out with the correct translation and that she deals percent of her max HP. Now Zeals, what in the heck is max HP? Well, max HP means the total HP Valk has with or without being damaged. So my Valk that I used to test had 288,000, but knowing me, I tried with multiple different HP to verify, like 330,000, etc., with or without monster. Anyways, when she CC'd and hit by an enemy, 1 stack of her last passive debuff at 5-star gives 1% of her max HP in damage, which translates into 3,300 damage at 330,000 HP and 2,880 damage for 288,000 HP. I've tested without pet to triple check the math. Now the icon for this debuff dot is visible in the hero debuff buff bar, and the dot stacks additively, which will be explained later. In short, when you see Valk health limitation, think of Crew's max HP heal but in damage, and that damage is dot class, which is not affected by crit, attack buffs from heroes like Emily, skill damage, holy damage. This damage is not reduced by armor. Also, it ticks on application, and you guessed it, at the end of the round. Now that we know how Valk health limitation works, let us dive into her 4 skills. I want to work backwards with the most important one that makes her very interesting, and few people fully understand the real, raw power of this new hero, which is her last passive. I'm not going to read it due to time constraint, but it'll be on the screen. As for the when CC'd mentioned in her last passive skill, unlike King Barton, Valk's last passive works under any form of CC, including silence, as well as pets. Don't worry guys, I've tested it before making the big talk. Now, once she's a victim of CC, she heals 200% based off her attack. However guys, check this out. This passive stacks. For example, if you fought against IB, Michelle, DA, and Valk was CC'd by Freeze, Stun, and Petrify, because you're so unlucky, she will heal for 200% times 3 additive bonus. So hypothetically, instead of healing for, let's say, 30k at the end of the round, when she's under 1 CC, she can heal for 90k at the end of the round if she falls victim to 3 forms of CC. But check this out guys, same forms of CC stacks too. For example, if she's stunned by Michelle and stunned by Dragon and stunned by Cruz because you're so unlucky, that's 3 stacks of healing, additive, not multiplicative. Also, same applies for the dot damage debuff she applies, which is visible at the buff debuff bar on top of your enemy heroes. Like I said, it has stacks. So the more CC pressure you're facing, the more she will heal and deal passive dot damage. That is why her last passive has the lowest max HP percent to damage to balance her out a little bit. Also, it's 3 random targets that this debuff is applied to. So in one round, Val can dish out 18 dots spread to 6 enemy heroes if all 6 enemy heroes attack Valk when she's under CC, and that's 18 dot stacks spread over 6 enemies, not 18 dot stacks per enemy hero. This is very interesting and puts out lots of pressure for her eating CC. I will discuss this passive and its role in her viability and in the current meta in tomorrow, or hopefully tomorrow's video. Now, her second passive is based off her basic attack. She has some utility by reducing enemy attack through her basic attack. While her basic attack is based off her attack number, the bulk of her damage comes from, once again, Valk health limitation dot debuff, which stacks with her active and final passive, as I have said previously. Let me put it simply here. In a 1v1 situation, let's say Valk has 100k HP at 10 star, yes, hypothetical number, and does her active attack and gets CC'd by the enemy. Since she is CC'd, the enemy will strike her, and that will trigger her last passive dot, which is applied, so the enemy she is facing now has 2 stacks of her dot visible on the enemy debuff bar, and it's additive damage, so 6k additive damage of 6k from basic attack dot and 3k from last passive dot, which equals 9k dot per round, not spread over 3 rounds. So 9k per round for 3 rounds, which is 24,000 damage. Got it, boys? Her first passive, sorry, wow. The grammar spelling mistake is on a whole new level, guys. If you're watching this DH games, I'll spell check for free. Hit me up anytime. Anyways, guys, what is there to notice? Attack, crit, icing on top, guys. But the main stat is, you guessed it, HP boost, boys. Refer to my first masterclass video to learn the importance of passive percent boosts. Basically, the passive percent boosts are multiplicative from guild tech times 2, armor set bonus, stone, artifact, monster stats, aura, and more, guys. What does this mean? It means that while Valk and Michelle have similar base HP, Valk will have a higher HP due to this passive, since Michelle doesn't have an HP percent boost. Why are you talking about HP, Zeals? Well, about 86 to 92% of all her damage will come from her dot, which is once again not affected by any other stat than her HP boost. As for her active, the initial damage isn't going to impress you. The attack steal is again utility bonus, unless you want to build her for crits, but that's a DPS loss. Her active hits the strongest player, meaning the target that has the most HP of the 3 random she selects to use her active on, and she'll apply a 2-round dot that's 20% of her max HP. So if she has 4 million HP with aura, she'll do 800,000 dot damage per application at the end of the round, so 1.6 million in 2 rounds. Reminder, her active basic does not tick until end of the round, whereas her last passive is ticked per application and end of the round. The 1.6 million damage over 2 rounds, this is without her basic last passive added in. So with her basic active last passive, that's 1.16 million dot damage per round. Of course, can get even higher because of what I said about the last passive. As more enemy heroes hit her while she's under CC, her dot can be spread 18 times if all 6 enemy heroes hit her while she's under one form of CC. One form! I saw sometimes 5 to 7 stacks while testing. Overall, Her damage potential is just disgusting on paper. Zeals, get to the damn conclusion. Initial verdict off the skill set is, wow, amazing. This is CC heavy meta. In this CC heavy meta, she is amazing. However, that's on paper. Her healing, sustain, and pressure is insane, like KB, King Barton, but there are cons to consider. Her speed. She's slow. That active is very scary versus a target that has high HP, and it's effective DPS because it's not overkilling a low target. However, she needs to get it off. Of course, you will be rewarded if she CC'd, as she'll still apply pressure on or off CC. Second, she's a forest hero, which is prone to angry outbursts from scaries, one-shot actives, which you probably all experience, even with HP stacked, as you should be doing on Valk. Also hard to fit into some, not all, some endgame aura. I do feel she's going to be the best forest for E3 Rainbow, but let's not jump the gun just yet. She can certainly, with the right build, take the seat easily. As for gearing, her max HP with HP Stone for max DPS. The plus HP stat on the stone will be multiplied, like I said, by Guild Tech ×2, armor set bonus, and once again, just watch my first masterclass to know how stats add up or multiply in this game. You can also opt for speed HP Stone to get her active off, which will be majority of her burst damage. Her artifact will be Runes Power Orange exclusive artifact or the red exclusive artifact version, or Fearless Armor. You can run her for less HP but Speed Stone with Wind Messenger as well in a rainbow setup. She pretty much will put a lot of pressure on healers, just like Mim does, and her damage isn't really front-loaded either in PvP, and depends on your opponents and how long your team can sustain in terms of rounds. She does favor sustain, outlast comps. In terms of position, she can work in slot 1, slot 2, anywhere. It depends on your enemy and where your enemies are hitting. Alright, so we will discuss in depth about her placement in the endgame meta and what comps she'll work and not work in, as well as how she'll perform on a case-by-case situation, like I said about the slot position and server group in upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure you join our 500 member Discord link down below in the description box and join up on Patreon. If you want to directly fund me to keep making such detailed videos, there's a tip jar linked below to help me finish this summon event. As always, thank you and see you in the next video.